ultimately, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Amadeus.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Amadeus.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I won't always smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine, you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of very fun.
Hello, everyone. Grand Rising. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. If you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know, exit stage left. All right, don't pass go and do not collect $200. Okay, let's see who's in here. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok, Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. Hello, Danny, Silent D, Aeon's in the house, Mr. Hotel. All right. Mr. Hotel, please sit down somewhere. Okay, talk about it's Dr. A Shakur, child. Y'all better ask somebody, but I digress. All right, Claudette, Eileen Hundia's here. Mickey Bricks, Tia, Jeff ATL, Laylo, Christopher, Sean R is in the house, Kenyetta, Queen Amoni Huey. All right, Junior, I see you. Deron Walker, Stacy, Laverne, Buckhorse DC. All right, shout out to all of my loyal royals. I see you, Vince. I am all the way from the UK. Wavy, though, is here. Okay, so let's get into it. I have a lot of stories. Hey, Jonah. I have a lot of stories, so I'm not going to be showing a bunch of videos today, just a few. Twisted Logic is here. Born King. All right. Carleon. I hope I said that right, or Carlene. Danielle is in the house and love her. All right. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Let's get into it. First things first. Let's talk about this rapper who died from cardiac arrest. A lot of people dying from cardiac arrest at young ages these days. Please pay attention. So, rapper C Knight. I'm sorry. I misspoke. He's on life support. Now listen, they say Dove Shack rapper was hospitalized October the 18th due to alarming blood sugar levels. He later suffered a stroke and went into cardiac arrest. Now, he's the founding member of the G-Funk group Dove Shack. If you all know who he is, one's in the chat. Because I'm sorry, but I never heard of this man before. Anyone know who this man is? Have you all ever heard of him? I figured you all would have heard of him. That's why I'm reporting on it. But I've never heard of rapper C Knight. And I thought I knew most rappers. Everybody's putting twos. I guess I'm not the only one. Okay, I was just checking. All right. So with that all being said, they say he went into, well, first of all, they said he has diabetes and that he had a stroke while he was on dialysis. And for those of you who don't know, diabetes can absolutely cause kidney failure, which could lead you to being on dialysis. So anyway, he went into cardiac arrest. His heart stopped beating. And after doctors were able to resuscitate him, he was put on life support. Now they say his father said C Knight is unresponsive and doctors don't see any improvement in his condition. The rapper had an MRI done to determine if C Knight has any brain activity. If there is none, they say C Knight will remain on life support for now as his family explores their options. They remain hopeful that he will fully recover. Now on October 22nd, C Knight's Dove Shack member, Bo Rock, shared an emotional post on Instagram asking for prayers. He said, I'm literally begging all that who sees this post to pray for my brother from another mother and one of my closest friends in the world, Arnaz, aka C Knight from the Dove Shack. He's the founder of the Dove Shack and the reason I had the opportunity to make #summertime in the LBC for the world. So please send him positive energy and healing. Well, I would imagine that the people of California know him with that song, Summertime in the LBC. You know what? I do know that song. You all know that song too. I absolutely know that song, Summertime in the LBC. Yes. I just never knew who sang it. Okay, so prayers out to him and his family. I hope that he does have a speedy recovery, but it's a lot of people having cardiac arrest. these days. And many of them, in my opinion, are having it because of hold on. Many of them are having it because of venom, I do believe. All right. So now let's talk about this trampoline park where they say numerous people suffered spinal injuries. And they're talking about there weren't the appropriate safety measures and all of that. There was a nurse. There's like 11 people who broke their backs during a string of horrific accidents at the attraction that left them with life-changing injuries. This is all crazy. This is very, very sad. Now, there was a nurse as well who said she feared she would be paralyzed for the rest of her life after having this serious injury in a flip on the trampoline at the trampoline park. Now the owners of that park are facing jail. And then the thing is, they were seen on a video making fun, just joking around and laughing about how you can get injured if you don't land the right way and stuff like that. Now, a nurse has revealed how she feared that she would be left paralyzed for life after sustaining a serious back injury while jumping at a trampoline park where an astonishing 270 known accidents took place over a 7-week period. Now, I'm sorry. They should have been shut this place down. Brad and Chad own it, by the way, so likely that's why they stayed open. But anyway, 270 known accidents in a 7-week period. So Liza Jones was one of 3 people to have suffered a fractured spine on the same day in February of 2017 after jumping from a 13-foot high tower into a foam-filled pit at the Flip Out Trampoline Park in Chester. Details of her plight and that of scores of others around the country injured during their visits to the trampoline park and other trampoline parks as well came as the former owners of the Flip Out Chester were facing jail over health and safety failures. Now, David Shuttleworth and Matthew Melling, both 33, admitted the offenses following the series of accidents when they appeared at Chester Crown Court last month. Here's the question. After they had a string of incidents, why didn't they get the safety measures resolved? Why didn't they just shut down temporarily until they can have everything fixed? This is all ridiculous to me. How do you let it escalate to the point that there's 270 people injured in a 7-week span? They need to be in jail for foolishness. Now, in total, 11 people broke their backs during a string of horrific accidents at the attraction that left them with life-changing injuries. Miss Jones from Rexon told Mail Online that she is still undergoing treatment for the injury and counts herself lucky that she's even able to walk. She said, "I had a burst vertebrae. I was told in the hospital that if there had been any movement, I could have ended up paralyzed." Ooh, honey, this is all scary. I don't play about my back. That's what I don't do. She says, "I landed in a way that I'd been told to, but I was one of 3 people who suffered broken backs that day. They were in the hospital next to me. We were told to land on our bottoms, but that puts all the force up through the spine." Now, how do people that own a trampoline park not know this? But let me continue. She said that I've had physiotherapy for my back, and recently I've had to go to the doctor for more painkillers. My back might get worse as I get older. Trust me, it absolutely will. I haven't had any compensation. I've paid for a lot of treatment for myself. David Shuttleworth and Matthew Melling admitted failing to prevent visitors being exposed to risk and could face up to 2 years behind bars, as well as hefty fines when they return to be sentenced. Now, the charges relate to an investigation into 270 known accidents over a 7-week span between December of 2016 and February of 2017. Speaking about the long-term impact of her injuries, Miss Jones cried, saying that it's affected me mentally. It's affected my confidence. I used to love going roller skating, going ice skating to theme parks, but I don't anymore because I'm scared of falling over. I used to be quite a daredevil, but it's knocked my confidence. It's changed me. She welcomed the legal action against Shuttleworth and Melling, insisting, I'm glad they've faced court action because I could have been left paralyzed. It's all so sad, honey. She added that people visiting these centers may feel they're safe because they've got rules for people to follow, but that's just not true. The firms are now running them need to learn. I'm sorry, this must be a typo because that doesn't make sense. Anyway, something about they need to learn from this and ensure that they've got proper health and safety. Oh, okay. It should say the firms that are running them need to learn from this and ensure they've got proper health and safety. Now, as infuriated customers called for trampoline parks to face censure over safety failings, a video emerged of Shuttleworth and Melling messing around in a health and safety video in the months after life-changing injuries in their customers had occurred. The safety video starts off with Melling jokingly pulling Shuttleworth back from the camera after he interrupted the talk to shout, saying, "Flip out is the best place in the world." The men appear to be holding back laughter as they start to explain that landing on the trampoline's padding could cause serious injuries and double bouncing could cause tremendous pressure on the knees. Now, the clip is filled with short skits and jokes as the bosses make light of the potential dangers at the park. The safety video makes light of risks such as double and triple flipping into a foam-filled pit, which left people with broken backs and fighting on the trampolines. So they're laughing about this even after people have been seriously injured. The safety video makes light of the risk, and in one skit, two men are seen wrestling after one pulls the other down from climbing up the foam borders of the park. The company was dissolved last year with Flip Out Chester, now operated by a different franchisee. Other victims of accidents in Flip Out trampoline parks have also revealed how they were left with horrific injuries. In one case, leaving a keen runner paralyzed for life. Can you imagine? This man was a runner and now he can't even walk. Farmer and avid runner Daniel Mosley was 20 years old when he suffered a double neck fracture from attempting a double forward somersault into a foam pit at Flip Out Stroke in Stone, Staffordshire. Now, the youngster is just one of many people injured at Flip Out, a company with 30 trampoline parks across the country, and is opening a new one in Canary Wharf, London, later this year. Rebecca Loudon is another victim of the trampoline parks, and her ankle was nearly ripped off after she says she took advice on how to jump from a height into a foam pit, only to have her ankle sliced open. Grim photos show her exposed bones and tendons before she was rushed into surgery. This is all horrific, honey. They don't ever have to worry about the queen going to any such place. Now, grim photos show her bones and tendons exposed. I'm sorry, make it all make sense. Daniel became paralyzed after jumping off a piece of equipment at Stokes Flip Out Trampoline Park in January of 2018, which was also run by Shuttleworth and Melling. He fumed that the fact remains that in the years before my accident, nothing was done in regard to health and safety to prevent this from happening. Right. This just seems like they didn't care. Because like I said, how do you let it escalate to 270 people getting injured in 7 weeks and then 11 people ended up with broken backs? And you didn't do anything to resolve the issue? They should be sent to prison, not jail. But let me continue. And so they say Miss Loudon, meanwhile, claimed that she took advice on how to jump from height into a foam pit. And, I'm sorry, I read that. Hold on. On a different occasion, a mother of two was left passed out in the park after a ball smacked her in the face, with staff unaware of how to provide medical treatment and letting the potentially concussed woman drive her two infants home. They have all kinds of liabilities, okay? And these people, everybody should be suing them. And they probably are. That's probably why the company was dissolved. Now, in another park, a child jumped onto a play mat that on which there was a hammer and a crowbar left unattended by workmen. What? When a complaint was made to the company, nothing was said, according to the concerned parent. This is absolutely egregious. This is all crazy. Let me show you all the owners and some of these injuries that people suffered. I'm going to share my screen. This is all crazy. First of all, this doesn't even look like anything tempting for me to even ever think about trying. Wavy though said, you all are nefarious. Wavy though said, this is so ghetto. King Alexander says, so no one saw the hammer before jumping. I have questions about that too, beloved. A hammer and a crowbar. Y'all didn't see it. But what I'm wondering is, were the hammer and crowbar covered by the foam? Because some of these things, they have foam covering them. And they jump into like a foam pit, which is also crazy if you ask me. But hey, what do I know? Let me just share my screen so you all can see this. It's all terrible. Prayers for speedy recoveries for everybody that was injured, because this is crazy. See, that's the foam pit right there. That's what it looks like. You can't even see what's underneath it. There's no way I would have jumped into that. I'm sorry. It makes no sense. There's no way I would have done it. And here's the nurse, Liza Jones. She leapt from a 13-foot high platform into a foam pit at the 40,000 square foot center. These are the two that own it, the owners right here, David Shuttleworth and Matthew Melling. Look at that. That's what you're jumping into for what? This is all crazy. And you see who's doing the jumping into that crap, because I guarantee you nobody who looks like me even thought about it. Here's another one. This is all so sad, honey. He was a runner, 20 years old. 20 years old, haven't even started life yet. Now you're paralyzed. This is all crazy. And from the looks of it, it's from the neck down. Look at this with a woman's, the person's foot, Rebecca Loudon. She took advice from whoever, I don't know, and then her ankle almost got ripped off. Honey, this is all nefarious. This is, oh. I absolutely can't do it, honey. Miss Hotel said, those poor folks. I know, right? I am through. King Alexander said, all so crazy. All right, this is too much for me, honey. But anyway, you know who's the main people that be daredevils, and it's not us. I'm not jumping off a 13-foot anything unless it's a fire and I'm trying to save my life. Other than that, for what? Please. I'm not going skydiving. I'm not going parasailing. I'm not getting on jet skis out in the middle of the ocean. I'm not swimming with sharks. I'm not doing any of those things. None of that interests me. I'm not mountain climbing. I'm not even rock climbing. Please pay attention. I'm not doing any of these things. So this is all crazy. But y'all be safe out there. Those that do. Ali said, I know that's right, Queen. Okay, I had to make it all make sense, honey. There's too many other things in life to do. Like sip a mimosa, honey. I don't have time for that. But anyway, let's talk about this thug who took the life of his girlfriend, jilted ex. It's another black man out here to kill a black woman. Please pay attention. Jilted ex seen wearing a... Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this. So this fool was mad because the girl dumped him. And so he was seen wearing a blonde wig and glasses as a disguise when he abducted her and then killed her. This is all so sad. Jameer Miller, that's his name, the girlfriend's name, or the ex, Patrice LaYoda Wilson. Let me put the pictures up on the screen. If somebody doesn't want you, just leave. Just go find somebody that does. Like, make it all make sense. That's him right there. And that's the beautiful young lady whose life he took. And so they say a 36-year-old man in Michigan who donned a disguise to abduct his girlfriend outside the hospital where she worked as a nurse before killing her because she told him she wanted to end their relationship will now spend more than 3 decades behind bars. Wayne County Judge Kevin Cox on Tuesday ordered Jameer Miller to serve a sentence of 35 to 60 years in the state correctional facility for kidnapping and killing 29-year-old Patrice Wilson. Miller reached a deal with the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office last month and pleaded guilty to 1 count of second-degree murder in exchange for agreeing to the plea. In exchange for agreeing to the plea and Wilson's slaying, prosecutors dropped multiple other charges, including first-degree murder, felony murder, robbery, and firearm offenses. Now, the Detroit Police Department previously said that Wilson had finished an overnight nursing shift at Detroit Receiving Hospital early on May the 13th and was entering her car when an armed Miller, seen wearing a blonde wig, hat, and glasses, abducted her. Miller got into the car with her and forced her into the passenger seat. I just want you all to marinate on this for a second. Can you imagine the look on this poor woman's face when her ex not only shows up out of nowhere in the parking lot with a gun, but he has on a wig and glasses and a hat? I know that when she saw him in disguise, she already knew what he was about to do. I would have just went running, honey. I would have tried to just drive off. I would have just done anything I could do. This is all so sad. Now, her body was found in the trunk of her own car. She had been shot to death. Judge Cox said Miller's actions mounted to the senseless, violent killing of someone beloved by her family and friends. The judge says, you have obviously stolen the life of someone that was very, very precious to all who knew her. That's what Judge Cox said on Tuesday at the sentencing hearing. You have earned the right to be sentenced to the Department of Corrections for dozens of years. Prosecutors were no kinder to Miller, reportedly telling the court that he went to the hospital that night with a purpose to stalk Patrice and ambush her. Wilson's grandmother, Pamela Golston, also addressed the court, speaking directly to Miller. She said, I am so angry for what you've caused for my family. What kind of person are you? Where do you come from? Who can even support you right now? The hurt that you have caused on my family, you don't deserve. You need life. You need life in prison. How could you love a person and you took her life? How? Is that love? Is that really love? She continued going on at Miller. She said, you ain't fit to live. I shouldn't say it, but it's real. Before handing down the sentence, Judge Cox reportedly emphasized that Miller's family and most other court attendees thought Miller deserved to be put away for life for his cold-blooded actions. They say there are plenty of people in this courtroom who believe you should be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Given your age and sentence, there is a good chance that will, in fact, be the case. Absolutely egregious. And so unnecessary. I don't know why some people just can't take rejection. They just feel like if I can't have you, nobody will, and all that type of mess. But you know, in most cases, I would imagine that the victim has to have seen some type of red flags. Some type of red flags. Okay? Survival Land says, I think there could be early stages that someone can't take no for an answer. An example would be the men hounding women for their phone numbers that they've already told them no. That's a very good example, beloved. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is absolutely true. Like I said, there had to have been red flags. Okay, people don't just start going from 0 to 100 when it comes to being possessiveness, controlling, and then want to kill somebody because the person doesn't want you anymore. That's somebody who's been that way. And they start showing things early on, like checking your phone, trying to follow you, putting tracking devices on you without you knowing it, wanting you to always share your locations, asking you 1,000 questions, don't believe what you say, always making accusations. These are the kind of people I don't fool with. I don't have time for it. I didn't fool with those types when I was young. And the first time I saw possessiveness and controlling, I was out. O-U-T. Okay? Because I've been stalked before, and trust me, it's not anything nice. All right? Daniela said, that's right, Queen. Vince I Am said, there's always red flags for sure. Yep, there absolutely is. There absolutely is. And when I was younger, I saw those red flags and chose to ignore them, honey. Chose to ignore them. And I was stalked. All right? I was stalked on several occasions, just to be honest. I was stalked on a couple of occasions, honey. At least 3 that I can think of. But anyway, I digress. I mean, if I was in a relationship with somebody like me and they wanted to leave, I'd be mad too. If I was in a relationship with somebody like myself, being the prized possession that I am, and I left, I'd be mad too. I'm joking. Alice says, yes, showing up for no reason. Not showing up for no reason, okay? Yusuf said, help is available. Yusuf, please stop. Queen Sam said, straight prize. Oh, my man may disagree. No, I'm just joking. Dorada said, all right now, Queen. Y'all are something else. Buckhorse DC said that's why he lives alone. Hold on. This is a good one right here. King said, I've been stalked by a black woman because I told her no when asked, did we want to get down with a what? What? This I said, here we go with the nefarious shenanigans, okay? Coco Marshmallow said, Queen, you funny. I need to stop. I need to sit down somewhere. But I really have been stalked, though, for real. By at least 3 exes, okay? Now, with one of them, I definitely saw the red flags, but I was young and foolish. I was a fool in love, honey. And so I just ignored it. Now, with the other 2 that came later, well, I kind of knew they were, possessive a little bit, but I guess I still ignored that too, I guess. I mean, really no excuse, but anyway, leaving notes outside my door, making threatening phone calls, showing up unannounced and all kinds of stuff, making acute accusations and all that. Yeah. It's a wonder I'm still here, honey. Please pay attention. It's a wonder I'm still here. Miss Hotel, please sit down and talk about, yes, I've heard all the stories, Royals. I absolutely cannot. But I digress. Let me continue. So now listen to this. Now this is crazy. So this black woman in Florida is now facing criminal charges after trying to run over a school staffer during morning drop-off. This is all crazy. Is it that serious, lady? Let me put her picture up here. Tara Jane, that's her right there. So let's talk about what Tara Jane Samuels did. 42-year-old Florida mother faces criminal charges after she allegedly hit the gas, revving the engine and sped toward a high school staff member, forcing him to dive into the bushes to evade the oncoming vehicle during the morning drop-off just last week. Tara Jane Samuels Catalin is accused of trying to hit a staffer at Port Charlotte High School on November the 2nd. The suspect then tried to exit the parking lot the same way she entered. She was stopped by a staff member who told her she could not exit that way due to buses coming in to unload students. They say this exchange agitated the woman, who eventually backed up and turned her vehicle around, leading the staff member to believe she was leaving as instructed. While this occurred, a bus began pulling in and was forced to wait for the suspect's vehicle to clear. Once cleared, the bus continued on its route to let the students off. Now, as the bus passed, the woman turned her vehicle in the direction of the staff member and hit the gas, revving the engine and traveling at a high rate of speed right toward him. The member was forced to dive into the bushes. Now, he reported the incident, including the suspect's license plate, to the school deputy, and an investigation was then launched. Authorities said a witness and security footage corroborated the incident. She allegedly told deputies that she prefers to exit through the entry area to avoid speed bumps that cause damage to her vehicle, and denied trying to strike the man with her vehicle. They say the pickup and drop-off lines at the school are frustrating at times, but we absolutely will not cut corners on ensuring the safety of the students and staff. First of all, she's dead wrong. Here's the thing, honey, just because you don't want to drive over speed bumps, if your car is that precious or that raggedy, however, then maybe you shouldn't just come to the school. Okay, maybe you should let your kids ride the bus. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't just get to go out the way you came in when everybody else has to keep going forward. I've been in those school drop-off lines before, and yes, sometimes it can be aggravating. You have to sit there and wait, and then wait some more sometimes, but that's just what it is. That's part of being a parent, if you want to pick your kids up and drop them off. So she's determined she's going to do what she wants to do, basically. So they go on to say that the pickup and drop-off lines at the school are frustrating at times, but we absolutely won't cut corners on ensuring the safety of students and staff. This is what Charlotte County Sheriff Bill Prumell said in a news release, saying that I am glad that our victim here is uninjured, and I hope that this mother rethinks the example that she's setting for her child. Samuel Catalin was charged with aggravated assault on a public or private education employee and was being held at the Charlotte County Jail, or she is still there, without a bond. Wow, they didn't give her a bond? That seems a little harsh. She must have really ticked them off. But anyway, you see how sometimes we just escalate things and just get ourselves into trouble? Sometimes just follow the rules. It's all you have to do. But she didn't want to follow the rules. And now see where she is, in jail without no bail. Wow. Oh, well. Now let's talk about this elderly man, 80-year-old, who shot his roommate dead for not paying his share of the rent. Well, he definitely isn't going to pay it now, and neither are you, because your rent's going to be in jail. Okay, that's going to be your new residence, buddy. This is all crazy. Let me put his mug up here. That's him, Charles Tinker. Charles Tinker. He says he pushed my buttons. Charles Tinker had enough of his roommate not paying his share of the rent at their home in Missouri. So the octogenarian downed 4 shots of whiskey and allegedly shot him dead. Said he pushed my buttons. Tinker faces second-degree murder charges in the killing of John Lovelace, age 52, at their home in Bradyville, an unincorporated community in southern Missouri. A probable cause affidavit obtained by the news outlet outlined the case. Now, just after 7 p.m. on November the 2nd, the Taney County Sheriff Office received a call reporting that a man had been shot. Once there, deputies found Lovelace suffering from a gunshot wound. He was declared dead before he could be flown by helicopter to a trauma center. Tinker was quickly identified as the shooter and was detained as investigators confiscated a 9mm Ruger handgun. Tinker shot Lovelace in the stomach with the handgun during an argument. Tinker was taken to the hospital to be medically cleared for confinement based on his admitted and suspected alcohol consumption before being released into custody of the Taney County Jail. A search of the residence turned up a handgun magazine with 9mm ammo and 9mm spent shell casings, according to documents. Tinker allegedly confirmed that he shot Lovelace with a 9mm Ruger handgun, said the victim told him he was going to kill him, so he went to his bedroom and retrieved the gun from the bedroom. First of all, that man probably didn't even tell him that. Okay, I just want you to pay attention. You can say whatever you want to say when the person that you're talking about is dead. He probably, why would the man say, I'm going to kill you? But he's the one who went and got the gun. So he tells you he's going to kill you, and you have time. He gives you time to go get a gun, because I know he knew you had the gun because he lived with you. It's all crazy. But let me continue. And so he went and got the gun, and then he fired 2 shots Tinker said that he brought the gun from the bedroom to the front door area of the residence, fired 2 shots behind a vehicle to make another individual leave, and fired 2 additional shots at Lovelace. Tinker stated that he was attempting to shoot the victim in the leg and wasn't sure where he shot him. After shooting him, he went inside the house and did not render aid or call 911 or go back inside to check on Lovelace. Tinker allegedly told investigators Lovelace wasn't helping to pay the rent or any additional cost of living. He also allegedly said he had pushed my buttons and that's all I was going to take. Well, Tinker said the situation had been escalating over time, said Lovelace did not have any weapons and the two hadn't been fighting when he shot him. Tinker said he shot the victim from a combination of fear of safety and being angry, and that he had consumed 4 shots of whiskey before the shooting. Blame it on the alcohol. Is that what he's doing? Blaming it on the alcohol. That's what it sounds like. Said he had 4 shots of whiskey. Maybe he took the 4 shots of whiskey to get his nerve up. Silently said, y'all see dude's mugshot, right? Tink Tink literally looking like these emojis. Queen, did you report on the story where the landlord set the house on fire because the tenants didn't pay rent? I think I read that story and I meant to report on it. I can't remember if I did report on it, but I meant to, beloved. I remember reading that story because I thought it was all crazy. I think I actually did report on that. Now, listen to these 2 thugs right here in Rankin County. You all know Rankin County, Mississippi is absolutely nefarious. The police down there, okay? Hating on black people, taking black people's lives, and then saying that they fear for theirs. Please pay attention. Let me put them up on the screen. Lights up, everyone. Please like and share. You all know they have the Queen Shadow Band. These 2 thugs right here, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what they've done. Stealing money, for one. Investigators arrest 2 women in separate Rankin County cases. Now, 2 women have been arrested in 2 separate Rankin County embezzlement cases. Hope Bishop, the former vice president of human resources at the Mississippi Lottery Corporation, and then Brittany Phillips, a former clerk at the Rankin County Tax Collector's Office. Bishop is accused of giving herself unauthorized raises. The Lottery Commission staff discovered Bishop's alleged embezzlement and reported it to the state auditor's office when they were improving lottery operations. Bishop was served a $187,738 demand at the time of her arrest. Bishop had no access to the gaming side of lottery operations, so she allegedly her alleged actions did not affect the integrity of lottery games. Now, Phillips, on the other hand, is accused of embezzling cash from the Rankin County Tax Collector's Office by not registering car tags and taking the cash payments. Wait a minute. By not registering, I want y'all to pay attention to this. By not registering car tags and taking the cash payments. Okay, let that be a lesson to you all. Let that be a lesson to you all. Do not pay for those things in cash. Your tag when you go to get it registered and all of that, because this is what she was doing. So she's not registering these people's tags. How many of these people have gotten pulled over and been given fines and tickets? I have questions. And she was keeping the money for herself, but let me continue. And so tax collector Caroline Gilbert turned the case over to the auditor's office when she suspected that Phillips was potentially embezzling funds. Phillips was served a $36,583.47 demand at the time of her arrest. Now, according to a statement from Gilbert, Phillips had been with the office since September of 2021. She was terminated in May of this year when her theft was confirmed by video surveillance. The woman Gilbert says, I hope this will be the last time someone decides to dip their fingers in the taxpayers' money. Bishop faces up to 20 years and $25,000 in fines if convicted. Now, Phillips faces up to 20 years and $5,000 in fines if convicted. All persons arrested by the Mississippi Office of the State Auditor are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Some of these people just choose to throw rocks at the penitentiary. Apparently. I don't know how they think they're going to get away with stuff like this when you're embezzling company funds and all kinds of foolishness and then stealing the taxpayers' money. That's real crazy. But anyway, let's talk about Bronny James, LeBron James' son. Now, you all remember he had cardiac arrest earlier this year. So they say Bronny James is out for the season opener. LeBron James says his son could play in 2023 and 2024. It's on the up and up. So LeBron James gave an update on his oldest son as he works to play for the Trojans this season after his earlier cardiac arrest. So they say James hasn't practiced with the USC this season, and he didn't play in the overseas trip to Greece and where the Trojans played, and Croatia, where the Trojans played in a 3-game summer tour. But there is still a chance Bronny will suit up during 23-24 season. LeBron James told reporters Monday night that everything with Bronny is on the up and up, and his oldest son is scheduled for a checkup later this month, and that if all goes well, he could return to practice. Now, last month, the elder James said that his son started rehab, and he hopes to return to the court at some point this season. James received a positive prognosis after his health scare, and his physicians expect him to make a full recovery. The former 4-star prospect, ranked as the number 28th player in 2023 in the recruiting cycle by 247 Sports, and helped the Trojans finish third in the 2023 team rankings. They say Bronny is doing extremely well. This is what LeBron says. He has begun his rehab process to get back on the floor this season with his teammates. Now, this is what he said on October the 2nd. And so I hope that he is able to get back, but I absolutely believe that Bronny James had that cardiac arrest from that venom. And that's what I absolutely believe, that it was due to the venom. But let me continue. Now, the FBI has made a massive drug. And so let's get into it. They made a massive drug bust in Massachusetts, and they seized fentanyl-laced pink heart-shaped candy pills. Okay, this is they also got 10 million doses of drugs, including 8 million doses of fentanyl and meth-laced pills with a street value of $8 million. In what is believed to be one of the largest single location seizures of drugs in New England, the FBI arrested 3 Massachusetts men who were allegedly found in possession of over 220 pounds of suspected controlled substances, including pills pressed in the shape of pink candy hearts. The U.S. Department of Justice said about $10 million doses of drugs were seized, including 8 million doses of fentanyl and meth-laced pills and powder. The drugs have an estimated street value of $8 million. Now, the FBI arrested 25-year-old Emilio Garcia, 33-year-old Sebastian Beijing, and 40-year-old Dibby Felix, all 3 from Lynn, Massachusetts. Felix, Garcia, and Beijing were charged with possession of controlled substances with intent to distribute, while Garcia and Beijing were also charged with conspiracy to distribute controlled substances and possess controlled substances with distribution intent. The only thing more depraved than trafficking deadly fentanyl is trafficking deadly fentanyl designed to look like candy to appeal to teenagers. That's what Attorney General Merrick Garland said. The Justice Department is focused on attacking every link in the global fentanyl tracking chain, and we will not stop until those responsible for the poisoning epidemic caused by fentanyl are brought to justice. The DOJ said in July of 2023, an overdose death in Salem, Massachusetts sparked an investigation that led to a drug trafficking operation run by these 3 men. After watching the men for 3 months, investigators executed search warrants on November the 1st at 4 separate locations, all in Lynn, as well as arrest warrants for the arrest of Garcia, Beijing, and Felix. During these searches, investigators allegedly discovered what the DOJ said investigators believe is one of the largest single location seizures of fentanyl and meth in Massachusetts region. The search allegedly resulted in over 200 pounds of drugs being seized, including 20 pounds of heart-shaped fentanyl-laced pills pressed as pink Valentine's Day candy. About 180 pounds of the drugs seized were supposedly found in the basement of a two-family residential home occupied by multiple families who had small children. Now, you know, if those children had seen those heart-shaped candy or looking pills, they would have thought it was candy. The DOJ claims that the drugs included 22 pounds of meth and cocaine base, 37 pounds of suspected raw meth, equaling about 3.5 million doses, 61 pounds of or 280,000 Percocet pills, believed to contain fentanyl, 59 pounds of Adderall pills, believed to contain meth, and 4 pounds of brown rock and powder-like substances that tested positive for meth, fentanyl, and cocaine, equaling about 900,000 doses. They're going to jail for life. They are going to jail for life with all these drugs. This is absolutely crazy. Investigators also claim to have found additional narcotics and 5 firearms during the searches. Investigators learned during the surveillance that Garcia and Beijing would go to one stash location daily and allegedly deliver drugs from the stash location to lower level drug dealers. The DOJ said one of the stash locations was where Felix allegedly lived, and a search of the premises found nearly 7 pounds of pressed pills containing meth and fentanyl, consistent with the pressed pills found at another stash location. They say this seizure by the FBI's North Shore Gang Task Force saved lives in communities throughout Massachusetts. This is what FBI Director Christopher Wray says. Not only was the seizure one of the largest in the history of Massachusetts, but some of the pills were created to look like candy, potentially presenting an enormous risk to children. All 3 men are expected in the U.S. District Court on November the 13th of this year. This is all crazy. Let me let you all see this candy, though. I keep calling it candy. See, that's what I'm saying. It looks so much like candy. I'm literally calling it that. That's not what it is. It's drugs. But this is all egregious because, like they said, kids absolutely could have gotten a hold of this. I'm going to share my screen. This is all bad. Y'all see that? Look at it. I mean, it literally looks just like the Valentine's Day candy, except it doesn't have any writing printed on it. It's the only difference. GL says, so after the drugs are seized, where does it go? Well, I tell you where it's supposed to go, to the evidence room. That's where it's supposed to go, beloved, to the evidence room. Okay, Jay Parrish asked the same question. Where will they house this evidence? Well, if they're good officers doing their jobs, this was seized by the FBI. So I would imagine that they would put it where it belongs, in the evidence lockup. But hey, if you have some guys working there like the ones on training day, well, it might go back out on the streets to be sold for them. But I seriously doubt it. This is the FBI. Okay, the police, some of them engage in such behavior. Some of them engage in such behavior. Now let's talk about Shanquella Robinson. So the FBI, and this came out on the 6th, the FBI denies Channel 9's request for Shanquella Robinson's investigation file. So they're not trying to give it up. Let's go to the footage. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. I'm going to share my screen. Here we go.
FBI. Now, Channel 9 submitted that.
Trying to rewind it.
Has been Shanquella Robinson's death has been denied by the FBI. Now, Channel 9 submitted that request last month, and it was denied over the weekend. The FBI's letter says, quote, there is a pending or prospective law enforcement proceeding relevant to these responsive records, and release of the information could reasonably be expected to interfere with enforcement proceedings. The attorney for the Robinson family also says that they received one of those letters. A family spokesperson says the letter is frustrating because it sends mixed signals about whether this case is closed or still open in the eyes of the FBI. Channel 9 will continue to try to get records from the agency.
Money.
You didn't realize you were signing up for all.
Well, and still no justice for this young sister. Unreal, says Renshi. It really is unreal. It's very sad, in fact. It absolutely is sad. So moving right along, beloveds. Let's talk about China's drones. How many of you have heard about these drones that China is using? Let's talk about it. This is all nefarious. They say these drones, hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Said these drones have human brains. China creates drones with human brains, creates a new frontier in drone technology. Say what now? Hold on, let me pull this up. This is all crazy. I'm going to share my screen.
With each passing day, drone technology seems to be getting better, smarter, and more sophisticated. In a groundbreaking feat, a Chinese team has developed drones with human brains. But why are these brains called human brain drones? Most drone swarms are typically designed to simulate bee and ant colonies. The Chinese team, however, designed the human brain drone swarms with the ability to talk and collaborate, just like humans. These drones can communicate and collaborate. They're designed to engage in group chats, to discuss and assign tasks among themselves, much like us. Each drone comes equipped with a human brain-like technology, allowing them to chat with each other using natural language. The chat ability enables both operators and drones to communicate with each other in human language, resulting in the breaking down of barriers between humans and machines. Reports say the human brain-like technology is based on a Chinese open-source large language model called Intern-LM, developed by a team of researchers at the School of Artificial Intelligence, Optics, and Electronics at Northwestern Polytechnical University in Shanxi Province. These drones can be used during security patrols, disaster rescue, and even aerial logistics. These drones come equipped with multiple sensors and algorithms for low-altitude search, obstacle avoidance, and visual positioning. In other words, these drones can detect their surroundings from different angles and positions, allowing them to collect data and execute tasks efficiently. Meanwhile, the Chinese government is working towards establishing itself as a global leader in humanoid robot technology by 2027. The ultimate goal is to create humanoid robots capable of operating in harsh and dangerous conditions. Beyond World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.
All right.
Emery, open question.
Laverne said, we're facing so much trouble. CJ the Cat said, where are they getting these brains from? Okay. These folks can already bring back the dead with books they have in the Vatican. Wavy though said, this is not cool. This is all crazy. I'm talking about what now? I would like to know, somebody said, where they get these brains? How there's no telling. It is no telling. But anyway, I digress. Now, let me show you all these two TikTok videos, okay? Let me show you all these two TikTok videos because this is all crazy. Please pay attention. Someone sent me this. I haven't even watched this video, but it's a lady on here saying free Joshua Brown. Okay, so let's find out what's going on. I just saw this on my email. Hold on. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Uh-oh. This was posted 3 days ago.
Brown, and we need to talk about him. And I need y'all to do me a favor and interact with this video and share the fucking shit out of this. Now, I was tagged and sent his story today multiple times. Y'all listen to this.
CJ, Maggie, the key piece of information we're missing here is the exact time Jalen Burns was shot on the night of October 15th. 300 Side began getting reports of a shooting on campus around 9:30 that night. According to a spokesperson appointed by Joshua Brown's family, 9:30 is around the time Brown was caught on camera at a Krispy Kreme in Hattiesburg. Video evidence of 19-year-old Joshua Brown's evening on October 15th begins just before 7:30. The young man pulled into a Texaco gas station in Columbia. That's according to former lawyer and former pastor of First Baptist Church in Jackson, Stan Buckley. Buckley's brother is the head football coach at Jones County Junior College, where Brown played. He claims the surveillance video you see now and that you're about to see is of Brown. Here, he's apparently walking inside the gas station wearing a red shirt and again walking out of the store back into his truck before being caught on camera a little over an hour later, pulling into Pitt Road Grocery a few miles north of Hattiesburg. This would mean Brown was roughly an hour and a half away from JSU's campus at exactly 8:43 p.m., which is 52 minutes before WLBT got its first report of a shooting at JSU. At the time of this report, officials of the university have yet to say what time the shooting occurred. But based off when 3 on Your Side was notified, Brown would have been near a Krispy Kreme in Hattiesburg, where he's shown here in the drive-thru, behind the wheel of the same white truck.
With the license plate.
First initial and last name on the license plate, according to Buckley.
The position then of Jackson State must be that Josh Brown, within 13 to 23 minutes, was able to shoot someone, get in the car, drive 90 miles to Hattiesburg, and then drive to Krispy Kreme, all in 13 to 23 minutes. And what I would say, that's a foolish position to take.
Buckley says everything you've seen so far is in the hands of JSU officials, including an investigator. Their response, according to him, has been that they're looking at it.
But I don't know how long you have to look at a piece of video. I don't know how long that takes, but it didn't take us long.
Nope.
Brown is set to graduate from Jones Junior College in December before continuing his education at a 4-year university where he has a scholarship offer.
He's being held and his life is being destroyed by Jackson State University because they refuse to look at, acknowledge, and recognize the evidence that has been given to them. We are volunteers. They are paid people who are paid to investigate and do this work, and apparently they're just not doing it.
That's right. They have arrested this 19-year-old boy and charged him with murder when he was 90 miles away. And it's not just videos. It's not just one witness. Just 2 days ago, they did an update. Today marks 2 weeks since Joshua Brown was arrested for unaliving on Jackson State campus. Since then, multiple witnesses have pointed to surveillance video and claimed he's innocent. A police force tells me JSU police could release Brown and indict him later if they find more evidence. And it's just really sickening to me that they have all of this evidence to prove that this young man could not physically have been at that crime scene, yet they are refusing to release him. Now, according to the victim's father, he said that the victim was hit when he was trying to break up a fight. So with that, we would assume that the time that the 911 call was received and the time that the news have timestamped would be when the crime actually happened. So making that assumption, how could Mr. Brown be 2 places at once? But they didn't arrest Mr. Brown. No. It wasn't just him they've arrested and charged. They have also arrested Jamison Kelly and charged him with this accessory after the fact, after they are trying to claim that he was the getaway driver for Mr. Brown. And I just can't find, and I really want to know, what led Jackson State Police, University Police, to arrest these 2 young men? And why are they not freeing, at the very least, Mr. Brown, when they allegedly have mountains of video and evidence and witnesses stating that he was 90 miles away? Share the shit out of this.
That is absolutely egregious. They're trying to railroad those 2 young men. And I believe the reason they're doing it is because, first of all, Joshua is in college and actually is about to graduate, and then he has a scholarship offer. Okay, after that, they're trying to ruin all of that for him. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Okay, that's exactly what it is. They don't have any proof that either of them did a darn thing other than their own speculation. And then they're going to ignore the evidence. Now, if the evidence was pointing towards them that they did it, they wouldn't ignore that. This is all so sad. Prayers for those two young men. I hope they get out soon. I hope that justice prevails in the end and they get out. Okay, Vince says they want to ruin their lives. Absolutely. But you know, that's the case with many of these racist police officers. If you remember, I played you all the audio about 2 years ago of this one cop saying, and he didn't realize he was being recorded, but he said that he purposely tries to give Black people felony charges. He tries to escalate it, amp it up so that he can give them felony charges so they can't vote and so they can't carry a gun. That's the kind of stuff they do. And if you're getting a scholarship, well, let me ruin it for you. And let me tell you all something. I've told you all this story before. A very good friend of mine, Amanda, her sister and her sister's boyfriend were leaving a store one day. I think it was Home Depot or Lowe's. And they met this white guy, Chad is what we'll call him. And so he asked the young man, her sister's boyfriend, if he could help him with some work he was having done on his house. If he could go pick up some wood. He said he would pay him $250 if he would ride like maybe an hour away to go pick up this wood or whatever. I don't even think it was that far away. It was like maybe 40 minutes or something. But he wanted him to go to this place and pick up this wood that he was going to have to use to build a deck onto his house. Now, mind you, he said all of this after having a conversation with him and finding out that he's a college student, that they're both college students and all this. So the guy agrees to it because I'm sure he needed the money. So the guy tells him, you don't have to worry about paying for it or anything or me giving you the money to pay for it. I'm going to call and order it on my credit card, and then you can just go there and pick it up. So he goes down there. He gets a truck. He and his friend, they go down there. But Amanda's sister, she felt like something was wrong. Okay, she felt like something's not right about this. So I'm going to ride down there with you all and I'm going to follow behind you just in case. So the three of them go down there to wherever this place was, I forget. And they get to the place where the wood is and they're supposed to pick it up. Well, as they're loading the wood onto the truck, and they go in and tell the people what they're there to do and what they're there to pick up. They go, and as they're loading the wood onto the truck, the people call the police. The police show up. And then they get arrested for stealing the wood. The guys are telling them, hey, this is supposed to be paid for. The guy that sent us down here has already paid for it on his credit card, this, that, and the third. No, he didn't pay for anything. They get arrested. They go to jail. The girl, Amanda's sister, she too gets arrested as an accessory. She just followed them there to make sure they were safe. All three of these college students go to jail. 2 young men and 1 young female. And then guess what? They get felony charges. They're hit with felony charges because of the amount of the wood. And then they end up, I believe Amanda's sister got probation, but she had to spend all this money on a lawyer and all of this. I mean, they went through hell. Now this, and Amanda was asking me, you know, why do I think that the man did that to them? And I said, because he wanted to ruin their lives. That man knew he was lying. He probably saw them walking out of that store and just struck up a conversation just to try to, you know, run game on them, to get them jammed up, because they told them they were in college and all that. Now, all of that is just going down the wash. All of that's going down the wash, because if I'm not mistaken, I think they all took plea deals, even though they didn't do anything wrong, but they took plea deals because, of course, had they gone to trial, they could have gotten worse. This is all crazy. Now they all have felony convictions. I just want y'all to pay attention to that. That's why you can't trust these devils, okay? Some of these people, like the lady who did the video, like the man in the video who was saying that the people just won't review the evidence, those are good people. But at the end of the day, the sad thing is you don't know who's who sometimes, because sugar and salt look just alike. And by the time you figure out which is which, well, sometimes it's too late. This is all so crazy. Hey, True Royal Beloved, shout out to you. So yeah, this is just all so crazy. Very sad circumstances, but hold on, because I want you all to see this video that I did yesterday. I did this video because, hold on. I did this video yesterday because there's a whole lot of rumors going around here. And I want you all to tell me if you've heard these rumors. First of all, hold on, let me pull it up. Hold on. Oh, anyway, let me just say this. I'm going to have to send this to my, hold on, who's calling me? Hold on. Okay, so listen. There is a video going around once in the chat if you have heard this before. Now, they're saying that Disney World or Disneyland got closed down. They're saying that it got closed down because someone was being snatched into a tunnel. They say that a family went there with their son, and they say that the son was snatched down a tunnel when he went to the restroom. Now, they say that the family, the parents rather, they reported this to the security at the park. And then basically the security didn't believe them. The police didn't believe them. You know, they're just saying all this stuff. And they said, but then the park was shut down after that. Everybody's putting twos. I see a couple of ones. Okay, so I'm going to get that video prepared and then I'll show that in a second. But anyway, in the meantime, between time, let's move on to the next story. Okay? Let's move on to the next story. Now, this video about Disney World that I'm going to show you all, first of all, I want you all to see this because I'm going to give you all some information about how they try to play us and make us purposely look stupid and like whole conspiracy theorists. That's what the devils do. It's all just a whole con game. Please pay attention. Okay? Now, this story here is about a young Black man who was taken into police custody, and then he was found hanged. The police told his family that he did this to himself with shoelaces. This man is 6'2", weighs about 180 pounds, and we're supposed to believe that he hanged himself with a pair of shoelaces. But that's what the police told the family. So let's get into it.
Police custody.
The family is questioning the circumstances around his death, and they're asking for a full investigation. Perry Robinson has more.
A mom with a broken voice and a broken heart.
It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't.
Melissa Maxwell was left stunned and confused after BRPD called to say that her son Kyle had committed suicide while in police custody. Kyle was apparently involved in a shooting yesterday morning where he was shot in the leg and was brought in for a few questions and asked for his attorney. According to his mom, that's when Kyle was placed in a holding cell and allegedly hung himself using shoelaces.
He knew this would have broken me, and I'm broke. I'm numb. I need answers.
It all happened at the Violent Crimes Unit, a section of Louisiana State Police that's used by different agencies. Attorney Ron Haley is calling on a full investigation.
Even taking law enforcement at their word that it happened this way, we still have a lot of questions.
According to BRPD, there is surveillance video that points at the hallway and at the door Kyle was at, but there isn't video inside the actual room. A police spokesman told us hallway video does show officers checking on him periodically and that they tried to render aid. Haley is still curious about the timeline.
This is something that would take a while to accomplish with the tools that was at his disposal.
He and the family are asking for more transparency.
We are questioning whether or not this happened the way that it did. However, even if this did happen exactly the way they said it, there were so many things that should have been done to prevent this.
BRPD says the case remains under investigation.
He is 6'2", approximately 150 pounds. How does he hang himself with shoestrings? Is it impossible? No. Probable? I think that's going to be up to the police to be transparent and show us what exactly happened.
In Baton Rouge, Perry Robinson, WAFB 9 News.
That's absolutely a load of BS. There's no way that man hung himself. I don't believe it. With a pair of shoelaces. Something else nefarious likely happened to him. What do you all think? I just don't even believe it. Okay? Why would he hang himself? For what? Why would he do that? Okay? I absolutely believe the police did something to him. You know, and I'm always suspicious. My antennas always go right up whenever a black person dies in police custody. Yusuf said, horrible. Thanks for sharing, Queen. You're welcome, beloved. Halle Berry said, I don't believe any of it. I don't either. That's right. Daryl said, another Sandra Bland. Exactly. Stacey said he didn't hang himself. And Wavy though said, it's Louisiana. They are wicked. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. We know about the Louisiana police. Nefarious. But listen, I want you all to watch this video. Now, this video, I had to put it in 2 parts because it's like 10 minutes long. So here's the thing. Let me just give you all a summary of it. I want you all to see this because this is a group of black people who acted like whole idiots. I'm not going to defend them because they're black. They ended up getting arrested and the police punched one of them. The end of the day, they brought it on themselves. They brought it on themselves, and you will see why. I'm not going to say the police should have punched them, but the one that got punched was acting a whole fool and brought this on herself. Here's the thing. They were at the zoo in Wisconsin. So as they're at the zoo, then they're waiting for their ride to come and pick them up. They get into an altercation, supposedly, and then so they get thrown out of the zoo. So when the sister, who's the ride, comes to pick them up, well, she can't find them. And so the police were obviously called because they got into this altercation inside of the zoo. But it's just a whole hot mess. And this is the definition of ghetto and ratchet. Now, I want you all to pay attention because this is exactly how not to act when you're confronted by the police. And here's the thing. OG Patrice said, at the zoo, acting like animals, shaking my head. Exactly, beloved. Exactly. Miss Hotel said at the zoo. Interesting. Let me tell you all something. The police officer was very nice to them, was very nice and courteous to them, was trying to actually help them. They kept disrespecting him, talking crazy. He still was being nice. The one that was being the most unruly was a 17-year-old. She's sitting there talking crazy to the police, telling him what he ain't gonna do, what she ain't gonna do, to which the police replied, I'm done with you. And he starts talking to the other ones who were talking sensible. But then what happens was some more police show up. Those police, well, they're not so nice. So you should have just listened to the first officer who was clearly trying to help. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen. Lights up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. This is the first part.
Oh, it's white. For individuals.
So someone is picking you guys up?
Yes,
where's your ride?
My ride. She's on the phone. You want to talk to her?
I don't need to talk to them. Where's your ride at?
Right,
okay. I just got here. Why are you yelling at me? I'm trying to help you out. Why are you yelling at me?
I'm sorry. She right in the front of the building. She said that's where she dropped us off. She said she's right where she dropped us off.
What car? What car?
It's a gray car.
A gray car?
Oh, it's white.
A white sedan?
It's a white Nissan Altima.
Okay, calm down.
I'm calm. I don't have to be calm. I'm not hurting you.
Okay, so white. Okay, I'm not gonna talk to you if you want to do that. So it's a white sedan coming to pick you guys up?
No, it's a. What is it? Nissan?
It's a Nissan Altima 2014.
It's a Nissan.
I don't need to know. I don't.
A white Nissan. He not trying to. They not trying to let us in. She right there. She said.
Well, yeah, I can't let you in because I don't even have the keys. But the zoo is closed.
She's waiting on us.
You can press that green button right there.
Do you hear her? Do you hear her? You hear her, right? You hear her, right?
Yeah, I hear her. I'm done talking to you.
So just open the gate and let us through.
No, I'm not going to open the gate because the zoo's closed. Hold on.
Why? Do you hear her?
So is the sedan over there?
Yeah.
Is the sedan over there? Okay, let me go. Okay, let me go get the sedan. Let me go get the sedan. I'll be back. Are they still parked over there near the entrance?
The green button opened the door. We're just trying to get to the car and get out of here. We're not trying to.
Okay, hold on.
The deputy then dispatches on his radio to help locate their ride.
4 black females. They're waiting for a ride that supposedly is inside the zoo. It's going to be a gray sedan.
Copy.
Any of those females wearing a white hoodie?
My nephew's is in the car. What are you talking about? Like, what?
Yeah, there's like a white hoodie.
You want to be a I ain't gonna lie, I'm really finna climb this thing. You know what I mean?
Copy.
All right, there's a squad that can go find this possible white or gray sedan. Okay, so I got another squad. They're gonna try to find that sedan.
They don't need
and bring
to
it
find
over.
the car.
She said she right in front of the building.
Seconds later, a 17-year-old girl whose face has been blurred out, later identified as Envy Hampton, appears to get verbally combative with the deputy.
If I hop this fence, I'm gonna be wrong.
If you hop this fence, I'm gonna arrest you.
You ain't gonna do to me. And the G, you ain't gonna do to me. If I hop this fence, then what? You hear my sister on the phone waiting on me.
She said she right in front of the building.
You
We
hear
just
my
need to walk
sister on
over
the
there and
phone?
get over there to her.
Okay, how about this? Instead of you guys going all the way over there, because it's a long walk and it's like 40 degrees out, we're gonna go get that sedan. We'll bring it around.
You're not about to do. You're not about to do.
Is that a little better?
You don't need to do that, but
She don't have no sedan. She got a Nissan Altima.
I said a Nissan Altima.
that's a
I said
sedan.
an Altima.
Okay,
Altima.
a gray
Alright.
Nissan
So what y'all
Altima.
finna do? We finna hop in your car. Y'all about to take us
Okay.
to the car or what? Y'all planning your last. My nephews is in the car. I ain't gonna lie, y'all not hearing me. I don't give no about that bag. And the G, y'all not hearing me.
Ma'am, do you have an ID or can I get your name?
Don't nobody got no ID. Don't nobody
Yeah.
got on the G. You can ask for the ID when you get to the car. That's a grown ass
I
woman.
appreciate it.
Right. That's a grown ass woman that you can talk to.
Well, if you don't, it's fine. If you don't have your ID, that's fine.
Then Envy's sister, who was later identified as Naya Dowell Willis, arrives in her car to pick the four up.
Hey there, how's it going?
Hello, I'm trying to find my sister.
Yeah, they're all right there.
Okay.
All right, real quick, do you have an ID on you, ma'am?
what?
Was there like a fight? So the reason we're here today is that apparently there might have been like some verbal altercation between some possible friends or family members or something like that. Kind of that's why we're here, just to make sure everything's okay. Do you have an ID on you, just so make sure?
No, I don't. I'm her sister, and I'm just trying to get her out of here, and I don't do police, so I don't want to be extra, so just keep
No,
on
that's
just
fine.
keep them
I'll
out.
get you out of here. Okay. What's a good last name for you, ma'am?
Why do you need my name to come and pick up my sister? I don't understand.
Because now I'm having an interaction with you. That was a possible fight.
Right,
okay?
but you don't need my name
Yes,
to
I-
come and get my sister. No, you don't. That's no, you don't
Ma'am,
need my name.
all I do is then
Come
get you.
on, man. Y'all need to come on, because I don't got time
Ma'am,
for all
hold
this.
on.
Yes, my kids is in the car, and I'm finna
Okay,
get mad.
I'm gonna get you out of here in a few minutes. All I need is your name, and that's really about it. Okay, ma'am, we're not doing
I'm
this.
finna come around. Wait, don't.
Hold
No, you
on.
don't need to follow me.
Hold on, just hold on.
I
I'm
am
trying to
holding
get you
on.
out
I've been
of
sitting
here.
here for 10 minutes, sitting here looking for them. I don't
Okay.
need nothing. I'm just gonna come out and go around. It don't matter.
As the deputy continues to try to get information from Naya, she declines. As the deputy persists, she gives him a fake name, Tiffany Willis.
Okay, Tiffany.
Yep.
Hold on. You're not
Okay, you can
leaving.
let me in my car.
Ma'am,
My kids is in here. Come on, man.
Okay.
For real.
do not leave. 84 copy of plate.
Then tension grows after the four are let out of the gate.
84 white Nissan
Don't
Altima.
touch my sister. Oh my God.
Is you taking? What is you taking my place for?
You don't need to do none of that.
Can I just get your ID?
For what?
Because
I
I'm
don't
having
have
an interaction
it.
with
I
you.
don't
ma'am.
have it. I don't have
I'm
it.
having an interaction.
I don't have it.
Okay, that's fine.
I just said my name. So what's next?
Okay. All I got to get your name. Make sure.
Tiffany Willis. Tiffany Tissfny Willis.
All right, what's your
Willis.
first name?
I just said Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Get in the car. Get in the car. Go open the button so they can get in.
What's your middle initial?
M.
M. Okay.
That's it, right?
What's your date of birth, ma'am?
Why? See, now you just
That's
said
what
you
I'm
need
saying.
my name. Why do you need all of that? I'm
She's
trying to
coming
get
to
out of
pick me
my
up.
kids are in the car.
I'm confused on why you need
do
to
I
write all
get
this
my
shit down.
information?
Right.
You already told me
Okay.
they had an altercation. That's fine. I understand all of
Okay,
that,
there-
but I'm
yeah.
trying to get my kids home.
Okay.
And we
then
never
we'll
had
get
no
you home.
altercation.
Okay,
And the
hold
fuck is
on.
you talking about? Everybody that I was arguing with is with me right now.
You don't need to grab
Ma'am,
my door.
hold
You don't
on.
need to, I'm not gonna pull
We're not
on you.
leaving
You don't
yet.
need to. Okay,
We're not
you don't
leaving
need to
right
grab
now.
my door. Move.
We're not leaving right
my
now.
kids are in the car. I need to keep them warm, bro. Come on, man. I don't want to. Bro.
Hold on. Hold on. Yes. Okay.
Extra. What you
Okay.
need my
How
name
about-
for? You
how
taking my
about-
place?
how about
Like,
this?
come on
Before
now.
everyone leaves, I'll talk to you over there. Okay? How does that sound? Okay. Okay. All right. Hold on.
Okay, can I close my door? My
Okay.
car is in park. You see my hands. Can I close my door? I'm
Yes,
cold.
okay.
My kids are in here.
Can I talk to either you
I'm talking to
or the
I'm
one in
talking
the red
to you, but
outside?
I'm trying to get the up out of here. I don't do police. I just said that.
Okay, I understand it. Look, I'm not, you're not gonna get in trouble, okay? That's
Okay, so I'm reading some of the comments. Hold on. I'm reading some of the comments, and someone said, Carleon said, or Carlene says, why does he need all of that from her? Well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. She's in no predicament to argue or debate him. Okay? She's not. Regardless as to why he needs it, he's talking to her with sense. He's being courteous. At the end of the day, whatever he needs it, just give it to him. Now, my whole thing is, for one, they're at the zoo when the zoo is already closed. They're acting belligerent and ignorant. He likely wants her ID to see if she has warrants, because they're acting like they have warrants. They're all acting crazy. The 17-year-old specifically. The 17-year-old is specifically acting foolish, okay? The main one who should be quiet and let the adults handle it. But the 17-year-old's acting like a whole idiot. And then at the end of the day, well, how does he know they're not up to something? Because there was already a call. That's why he's there in the first place. There was a call about an altercation. Okay? No self-control, running their mouth, ratchet behavior, no home training, says my aunt, Egypt. Yes, absolutely, I agree. Okay, H-Town to Cali said, especially without a license. Yes. How are you there to pick them up, but you do not have identification? You're driving without a license? I'm sorry, make it all make sense. Okay, she was clearly lying. Then she committed a whole crime by lying about her name. That's called a false statement. So now you've committed a crime. They're mad because they're impatient and ready to go. That's not the officer's fault. See, here's what I want you all to pay attention to. I'm going to play part 2 in a second. But here's what I want you all to pay attention to. These people were acting like idiots in the first place. They got kicked out of the zoo for acting like fools because they were fighting among themselves. So these are just some ratchet ghetto hood rats who don't know how to act or behave and don't know how to talk to people with sense. They brought all of this on themselves. Why is the police asking them questions? Well, he's not beating them. He's not threatening them. He's asking them questions. So whatever he's doing, at the end of the day, they should have been compliant, as far as I'm concerned. They should have just complied. He was more than patient. Because I'm telling you that I would not have been as patient as him, and I'm black, like them. I would not. You're talking to me crazy, telling me what I'm not going to do, what you're not going to do. I would have arrested her right then for disorderly conduct. That's what I would have done. You ain't gonna do this and that, talking crazy. I would have arrested her right there for disorderly conduct. Ma'am, you're under arrest. You can go get in the back of the car. Let's come on. Because that's all crazy. Yes, acting like animals, Hallie. Absolutely. True Snow TV said, lock their asses up. Okay, please. I mean, just acting like idiots. It was all unnecessary, but hold on, because it's going to get worse. Now, let's go to part 2. Because this is where acting ratchet and belligerent gets you. Okay? And as black people, we all should know that sometimes you have to bite your tongue and act like you have sense, even if you don't.
Can I just talk to you outside over there? Is that okay?
Oh my God! Now you need to talk to her. Like,
okay.
Man, come on! I don't have time. Put him in the back, bro. Go to the back now.
I gotta talk to her now. Then that's it. All right. Can I just talk to you over there?
What's the deal?
Okay, let's go over there.
The deputy then speaks to one of the women who...
Remember space and legroom?
Who seemingly is cooperating with the investigation. She tells the officer about the events that happened prior, that the altercation was really a verbal fight between each other.
So we just argued, we didn't fight, we didn't know, we argued, okay, they told us to leave, we left, we went out here, we sat out here. What we had to do outside of here don't have nothing to do in here because we was not on the premises no more. We sat out there, we waited for our ride. Our ride here, we just ready to go and get it over with. We're not trying to make it no deeper than what it is. We're not trying to nothing. We didn't really disturb them because when they told us to leave, we genuinely, we left.
Okay.
And we walked over there. That's when all the police started coming. We had already left, and we was literally sitting outside. We was sitting outside here the whole time.
So you guys, it was a family verbal altercation.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it was, right?
Yeah, it wasn't nothing with no other people outside of us. We wasn't arguing with other people. It was all within us. We had a little altercation, a little argument within us. They told us that they was closing the inside, so sit outside. We sat outside. After a little bit outside, they said, okay, we want y'all to go. We sat outside, our ride here, now we just ready to go.
Okay. All right, so the verbal, so just so I understand what was going on, it was just a verbal altercation between, I guess, family.
We didn't have no outsiders. We didn't fight. It was just arguing words back and forth, and then we left when they told us to leave.
Okay. So was anyone injured during this?
No.
Is anyone in medical attention?
Anybody look injured? Like, this is crazy.
No, we good. Everybody.
And then y'all bringing extra police over here for what? So let you taking my place.
We'll get you guys. I see there's a kid in there. I'm gonna get you guys. Okay, I understand that.
Let's go then.
Okay, I'm going to
Let's go then. You trying to get something so bad. It's not
I'm
shit
sorry
to
this happened to you.
you talking about.
Go ahead.
Right, bye. How's it going?
That's perception.
Yeah, I'm speaking to them. Hold on.
Let's go, Ted. Can you close the door?
Yeah, we can close the door. Hold on. Make sure the blanket. I want to make sure the blanket doesn't get caught. Okay. Okay. All right. So no one needs medical attention?
No.
Okay, was anyone physically assaulted at all?
No, we just argued, and then I guess they was telling us like they closing up, so they wanted us to like wait outside for our ride, and that's what we did. And then after a minute of that, they said leave, and we left.
Okay. Is that, I'm sorry, was it sister?
Yeah, that's
everybody's sister. I'm everybody's sister.
Okay, so you were just here picking them up as a verbal?
Clearly, what do I look like being out here with my kids? That's dumb. Like, come on.
The women then urged the deputy to let them all leave. But then when more authorities arrive on scene, the tension escalates.
You don't gotta come over here. Why is y'all bringing all these police?
They argued, but nobody got to fight, or like it never got deeper than.
The video then cuts to another deputy's body cam as he responds to the scene. Shortly after arriving, you can see multiple deputies trying to get out the driver and passengers out of the vehicle.
Let go of her. Johnny, grab her. Get them both out. Get out.
Please don't touch me.
Get out.
Don't touch me. I will get out, but don't touch me.
Okay, get out.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Do not touch me. I'm getting out. Don't touch me. I didn't do shit. Don't touch me. She didn't do shit. You want my kids? My babies are in here. I don't have nothing to do with it.
Let go of the car.
After deputies pull Envy's sister Naya out of the car, that's when the 17-year-old exits the rear driver's side seat and begins swinging at the deputy. Then dashcam video shows a different angle of the altercation between the 17-year-old and the deputy, showing the deputy repeatedly strike the teen after he's hit. After the struggle, both the teen and her sister Naya were taken into custody after the incident. Court records reveal Envy Hampton faces a felony charge of battery on a law enforcement officer and 2 misdemeanor charges of resisting and disorderly conduct. Meanwhile, Envy's sister was also charged in the incident. She faces 2 misdemeanors of resisting and disorderly conduct. Officials with the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says they have no further comment or reaction to the incident while it remains under standard internal use of force review and while the DA's office reviews the incident for charging.
King Leo said the driver is insanely stupid. Somebody said, just let the smartest person talk. None of them were smart, I don't think. Okay, Sanford said, now you got additional charges. Exactly. Now you're charged with battery on an officer because the 17-year-old, I believe, one of them hit one of the officers. Okay, one of them hit one of the. This is all so stupid. Okay, this is all so stupid. Zakia said only one of the sisters was calm. Yeah, and even the one that came to pick them up, she was being belligerent herself because she was annoyed because she had to wait for them. Her kids were in the car, and then she's talking crazy too. Okay, Kajima says they're all stupid. Yes, they're all dummies. Absolutely. Coco Marshmallow said he stalled because backup was on the way. Well, here's the thing. They could have been gone, and there would be no need for backup. There would have have been no need for backup because had they just done what he asked, they would be gone. They would have been gone. H-Town 2 Cali said the 17-year-old was swinging. Yes, they're all idiots. They are all ridiculous, okay? This is all crazy. All they had to do was talk calm and they would have been let go, says Nikisha. Yes. I should have left them hyenas in the cage, says Chicago News 101. They were acting like idiots. I'm sorry. They were acting like idiots in this case, especially the 17-year-old. You're not even an adult. Why don't you sit back and be quiet and let somebody, an adult, who can speak with some sense talk? Okay? This is all crazy. Hold on. Let me see what Internet Goulash says. Actually, he could have just let them leave. I'm just saying they already answered his questions as it was already heated. Why did the other police come? Well, here's the thing, Internet Goulash. I'm sorry, but they were rude as hell. They brought this on themselves. There's no way around it. Yeah, he could have let them leave, but why? When they're acting like idiots. You said they answered his questions. Look how they were talking, though. Look how they were talking. Put yourself in the officer's shoes. And even when the 17-year-old was acting like a whole fool, he said, I'm just done talking to you. And he starts talking to the other one who was acting like she had sense. Okay? They were just acting like idiots. As far as I'm concerned, they got exactly what they deserved, period. I'm not going to defend them because they're black. They acted like fools. And going to jail is what they deserved. Okay? Kyla said it don't work that way. Exactly. Exactly. Carolyn said they're all asking for trouble. I agree. There would have been no need for police if they weren't rude in the zoo. Exactly, GL. Okay? Dragon Lily said people never think about the children. Exactly. If she knew that her children were in the back seat and she's already annoyed. Here's just how my mind works. Maybe it's just me, but here's how my mind works. H-Town says the sister who came to pick them up would have turned around if I knew I didn't have a license and ordered them an Uber. Right. Exactly. But I think she did have a license. I think she just didn't want to give the police her information. Because here's the thing. Even if you don't have a license, even if you don't have the license on you, but you have a license, you just don't have it with you, you can give them your license number if you know it, or you can give them your birth date and social. And sometimes they'll just give you a ticket for that, not take you to jail. So either way, Capricorn said stupidity at its finest. Yes. Dragon Lily said, who took the children home? Oh, I don't know. Maybe they allowed them to call someone to pick the kids up. Who knows? They may have been taken, into the custody of defects. But see, all of this because they acted like ratchet idiots. This is why I don't associate and hang around these type of black people. That's why. You could be an innocent person riding around with these fools. I just want y'all to pay attention. You could be an innocent person riding around with these fools, and next thing you know, you're in jail because they acted like idiots. You're getting kicked out of a place because they want to fight and act crazy. I don't hang around ratchet people. I don't. I'm sorry. You are the company you keep. Okay? At the end of the day, you are the company you keep, and birds of a feather. I don't hang around people who behave like that. They act like whole idiots, especially when you can't even talk to them. If the police is talking to you calmly, why not just cooperate? All they had to do was answer the questions. And here's what you all don't realize. Do you all not realize the officer could have arrested them as soon as he got there? He didn't have to ask them anything. He could have arrested them as soon as he got there. Why? Because the zoo had already called the police on them and said that they were fighting inside the zoo. That's why they got kicked out. He already had probable cause to arrest them at that point. Y'all were fighting inside the zoo. That's disorderly conduct. That's battery. It doesn't matter if you were fighting family members and friends, you were fighting, period. Okay? He could have taken them straight to jail. So if he's asking questions, it doesn't matter at this point to me why he's asking the questions. He doesn't have to let them go. He's not obligated after they're acting foolish. Okay? After they're acting foolish. Queen, if they talk to the police this way, imagine how they talk to their parents like they don't respect authority figures. Exactly, Kajima. And you know what? They don't even respect themselves. Sadly, they don't even respect themselves. That's right. Miss Sandra Lee said, especially in front of their children, especially in front of kids. Right. Mr. Knightsman said, way too many people for that car. That's a ticket. Yes. Deron Walker said, definitely don't hang with unruly folks. I sure don't. Vince I Am says, you always teach Queen to control our emotions in order to be logical, be smart, but most important of all, get home alive, safe as well. Exactly, Vince I Am. Thank you, beloved. That's what I always tell you all. Talk calmly to the police. Don't try to argue and debate them on the side of the road. Don't try to tell them the law. Don't do any of that. Any argument you have, any grievances, save it for the courtroom. There's safety there. Okay? You don't have to worry about getting executed on the side of the road. Save it for the courtroom. Danielle said, I don't either, Queen. Okay? Yes, absolutely. Laverne said he was a fair cop. Exactly. All they had to do was answer the man's questions and they would have been out of there. They wanted to act like fools because they were irritated. They were irritated. And I want you to just pay attention and resonate on this for a moment, how they were so annoyed and belligerent because they felt like he's wasting their time. They were wasting his time too by not simply complying and answering the questions. But he was still being polite. And here's the thing. Once in the chat, if you all actually saw or heard the officer call for backup. Once in the chat, if you all actually saw or heard the officer call for backup. King Leo said, this is why I love to watch the Queen. Thank you, beloved. Scoop said they talked their way to jail. Be the hell quiet sometimes. This was one of those times. Absolutely. 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 Now, here's the thing. By the way they were acting, see, I didn't hear him call for backup. Some people are saying yes. I didn't hear him call for backup. I just thought maybe backup came because of the initial call from the zoo. But even if he did call for backup, at the end of the day, none of that would have happened had they just answered the questions. Okay? They were acting like fools. Clearly ratchet. But anyway, I digress. Now, moving right along. Now, I'm going to show you all this video. I'm going to show you all this video that I did. And like I said, now I want you to pay attention. Now, a part of the video, right, Uncensored Truth, a traumatic experience for the children. Yes. Okay. H-Town said he didn't call at all. I didn't think he did. He was talking to them the whole time. I think backup simply came because the zoo called the police in the first place. And see, that's why they should have just left. He wasn't stalling. Kyla said he did it slick. Why was he needing to be slick? If he wants to call backup, he can call backup. There's no need to do it slick. If the police want to call backup, they usually just do it. Being slick for who? Them? Who are they? They can't do anything about him calling backup. At the end of the day. But anyway, I digress. Okay, Christopher said in the first video he called them. Okay, well, like I said, nonetheless, none of that would have happened had they acted like they had sense. Never would have happened. Okay. So at the end of the day, and let me tell you all something. Let me remind you all how something similar happened to me. Do you all remember the story I told you about me and my friend Heather at the Steak and Shake years ago? And the guy got into a fight with the person who worked there. And then these two chicks jumped in. So I got out to help the black guy fight. And then, I got out to take care of the two chicks that jumped in it. But then when the police came, because the manager who was white, he called the police. So when the police got there, there was an officer that showed up that I knew. But before he even got there, and this was a black officer, but the white officer who showed up on the scene, he wasn't going to take me to jail anyway, because I was the only one talking with sense. He wasn't going to take me to jail, and he wasn't going to take the person who worked there to jail, because that guy was talking with sense too. Explaining what happened, talking calmly. And the two women that I got out to help him with, well, while he fought the dude, those two women were acting ghetto just like them. Oh, you don't even know what happened. You just got here after the fact. Yikes, and all this acting foolish. And I'm like, excuse me, I saw the whole thing. I was sitting in the vehicle with my friend, and I'm telling the officer what happened. So then another officer shows up, Derwin Brown, Sheriff-elect Derwin Brown, who was later assassinated. But Sheriff Derwin Brown showed up, and he said, "Oh, that's Queen. I know her." So, but the guy who started the fight and the two chicks that jumped in, they all went to jail because they acted like fools for one, and they were ratchet, and they were the ones that started the fight. They thought they were so bad it, but they went to jail, and I was like, bye-bye. Okay? So it pays to act as though you have sense, even if you don't. Even if you don't. That Crazy Beach Air said, did they have their bonnets on, Queen? Were they representing? Honey, I don't think we were really wearing bonnets back then, beloved. I think we were wearing headscarves. Because that was way back in the day, like in the early, I want to say the 90s. That was in the 90s. But I'm just saying. Kajima says, you're supposed to use your work professional voice around police. Exactly. See, some of y'all don't have a work professional voice. Some of y'all don't know how to code switch. Some of y'all don't know how to act anything other than ratchet. Now, I'm not talking about y'all in the chat, but I'm talking about some black folk. And we know that from listening to some of them. Every other word out of their mouth is a curse word. They're always talking loud and being ghetto. They can't help themselves. Okay? Can't help themselves. Some of our own so-called leaders be acting like that. Just ratchet. Just ratchet. And those type of people get what they get. That Crazy Beach Air said, I know, Queen. I was joking. I know, beloved. King said the Queen is seasoned, LOL. Okay? And so I'm just saying, even when I was younger, I knew how to talk to the police and how to act and behave. That's just crazy. A 17-year-old talking all that slickness. But you see what happened. Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue because I have two more stories. And then we're going to be out of here. So listen. Okay, so like I said about the story about Disney and all the stuff that they're saying, you know, I did my research because I said, where did they get this lie from? Because I knew it was a lie. Because if it was true, it would have been all over the media. So I found a video of Joe Rogan supposedly talking about this. And I'm just going to tell you what he said because I muted that part of the video for the simple fact it has music in the background. So I muted that part of the video. But here's the thing. Regilio says, is the stream over or did my stream just die? No, it's not over, beloved. We're still here and you're in the chat. So the part with Joe Rogan talking, he's basically saying that there was a couple of parents, a couple that went to the park, had their son. The son goes to use the restroom to wash his hands before lunch. Okay, he doesn't come back, and the parents go look for him, and they see him get snatched into a tunnel that closes into the floor. So they go and tell the security calls the police don't believe them, and now the parents are having to see a psychiatrist because they insist that their son got snatched, but nobody believes them. Now that sounds like a lie to me. Who made them go see a psychiatrist? They didn't voluntarily go because they already knew what they saw, supposedly, right? So I knew that didn't even sound right. But then here's what I found out after I did my video. I found out through further research that the video with Joe Rogan supposedly talking, it's not even Joe Rogan. It's AI. It's AI technology. So with that all being said, somebody purposely made that video to put out this false narrative, just like I suspected. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to share my screen. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm Dr. Shakur. I want to talk about the rumors about Disney World being closed indefinitely because they say that someone's child got snatched down a tunnel and all of this. There is a myriad of videos all over TikTok and other places where they're saying these things, and they're absolutely not true. But let's get into it.
News, y'all. Breaking news, y'all. This is big news. Looks like Disney World Park shuts down indefinitely. This is probably the biggest news of 2023. It says the entire Magic Kingdom land shut down, closed off indefinitely. Now I try to look at more. Check this video.
Shutting down Walt Disney World because somebody they saw their son being snatched into a tunnel. Who made them go to the psychiatrist? The police? I mean, who? Are they called crazy because they're reporting their child missing? So that makes no sense, first of all. The next thing is, it's easy for people to believe rumors when they hear these things because for years, we've all seen the subliminals that are shown in some of the Disney movies that are inappropriate for children. And also, we've heard about Club 33, where they have these elite people with all of this money and they pay thousands of dollars per year to be members, and no one supposedly knows what goes on there. And then, not to mention, I'm sure many of you have heard about Walt Disney himself having had an inappropriate relationship with Bobby Driscoll, the boy who played Peter Pan. And then the stories about the police conducting stings on different amusement parks and how Disney would not participate in these stings and how they didn't want to cooperate with the police. And then also how there were people who worked there who were arrested for preying on children. Here's one such article that came out a few years ago. So at the end of the day, I can see why people would think there's some validity to these things. But what you have to understand and realize is that when some of us catch on to things, those of us who have critical thinking skills, who are highly intuitive and, have a higher level of consciousness, so to speak, when we start finding out things that the elite, those in charge or whatever, don't want us to know, when we start finding these things out and speaking on it, first of all, they censor us, okay? So they can limit our reach with the information. And then they'll put out false narratives, okay? This is what they do. They put out the false narratives that are very similar to the things that we're saying or the things that we're finding out, so that we take those things and run with it. And then they can easily come back and debunk it because it was never true in the first place. And then what happens is that makes the rest of us who have actual facts and information that we've compiled, well, that makes us just look like a bunch of conspiracy theorists. So you have to be careful and do your due diligence and make sure that you're researching and getting the truth. And this whole thing with Disney, well, this could have been easily debunked, without people making all of these videos by simply just making a phone call to Disney World or Disneyland. Because some people said it was Disney World that was closed. Some people said Disneyland. Please pay attention.
Doing well. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thanks. I'm just calling to find out if you all are open and actively ready for business, because there's rumors online that Disneyland and or Disney World are closed indefinitely.
Oh, I don't know where that's coming from, but no, we are open. I was just at the park this morning. We're open, and we have many events upcoming planned for the Disney resorts here in Anaheim, California.
Well, thank you so much for verifying that. So just for clarification, I not only called Disneyland, but I called Disney World as well. And it got the same response. So they're not closed. They're absolutely open. And these rumors are just that, rumors. But we've all heard the stories, as I said. The CIA even used Disney movies at one point for their MK Ultra experiments. Okay, mainly Alice in Wonderland was one that they definitely used. And I've done stories on these things, but when I did these stories, I made sure that I had actual facts, not just rumors and innuendo. With that all being said, please do your due diligence and pay attention to what you repeat, and don't just copy someone else's video word for word without looking into it first yourself. With that all being said, TikTok, this is... Okay, so now let me say this. Sally says sometimes all it takes is a phone call. Yes. And here's the thing. I knew it was all BS in the first place when I heard it. Because like I said, it would have been all over the media. I know that it would have been everywhere if that were true. The second thing is, and like I said, also the stuff that the guy was saying, oh, breaking news. This is probably the biggest news of 2023. Just amping it all up. And he's completely wrong. Now, like I said, when I heard the stories from him and the woman, I said, where did they get this story from? So I went and looked, did some research, found out it was from the Joe Rogan video. But here's the thing. Jeff ATL asked the question, how can you tell it's ATI? Or I'm sorry, how can you tell it's AI, Queen? I'm so glad you asked, beloved.
Well, I knew it was AI because here's what I thought. You see, I'm a critical thinker. The first thing I thought was, now I know darn well Joe Rogan has better sense than to do a podcast talking about this without doing his due diligence. Joe Rogan makes millions of dollars for his podcast and all of that. I know darn well he's not going to be out here spreading fake news unless he's a whole government agent and he's been told to do so, which I didn't think. So I said, let me look a little bit further. And so as I continued to do my research, I noticed something. What did I notice? Well, I noticed that on the video with Joe Rogan speaking, his lips were not moving with the words. That was a video of Joe Rogan talking about something totally different, and they added that audio from AI. That's how I knew, because his mouth wasn't moving to those words. It was a fake video. It's called a deep fake. I study these things, so it's called a deep fake. So I knew then, I said, wait a minute. Now this further validates what I already knew. I already knew that it was a false narrative put out for malicious intent. Let me tell you all about another false narrative. Do you all remember when Donald Trump was in office and they kept saying these QAnon conspiracy theorists, and that's what they absolutely are and were. The QAnon people kept saying, oh, he's coming to drain the swamps and all this and that. And they were saying a whole bunch of stuff about all these people going down and all this stuff or whatever. That was all manufactured. I almost fell into it for a minute. But that was all manufactured. That Crazy Beach area said the queen has the gift of discernment. Thank you, beloved. I absolutely do. Thank you. So here's the thing. The reason they had all that stuff put out for the QAnon people to fall for it is because some of that stuff is absolutely true. And some of us know it's absolutely true, and we've reported on it. That's why I got shadow banned as soon as I came on. One of the reasons I got shadow banned as soon as I came on YouTube, because I used to talk about adrenochrome, elite pedo rings, and all that stuff, because these things are absolutely true. So what happens is when people, so many people start finding these things out and then talking about it, then they censor you, just like I said in the video. And then when that doesn't work, because it's still being spread, so now they have to take the real information, mix it with false information, put it out there to confuse you. So because you know about the real information, when you hear the false, it sounds like almost the same. You see, the devil mixes lies with the truth to confuse you. And if you do not have critical thinking skills, you will absolutely be confused, like the two people in that video who thought it was absolutely true. He put up on the video a thing from Disney's website where it said we had to duck out. Disney's put that up several times. They put that up when they're doing maintenance on the site and you can't reach the site. I saw that first. We had to duck out. I saw that first in 2019. Then I saw it again in 2021 and 2022 when there was errors and stuff like that. I see articles about it. And they put out fake articles. I want you to pay attention. They put out fake articles. Let me share my screen and show you all this real quick. And this will make you fall for it even more so. Now pay attention to this. This was posted 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Hold on. Here it is right here. I'm sorry, 3 days ago, not 2. So if you see an article like this, of course you're going to believe it. Most people anyway. Now you see that article, goodbye. Disney World theme park closure begins imminently. No reopening date in sight. Published or posted November the 5th, 2023. And then it says bye. Okay? Y'all see that, right? See, they have sites that purposefully post lies. And I want you all to pay attention, because I literally just told you all last week that with all of these people doing these skits, trying to clout chase, Sometimes there are skits put out to push narratives and to fool us. You remember the skit that I showed with the woman walking into the class and snatching down the LGBTQ pride flag? That was a whole skit, but that was to push a narrative. Okay, because really there is an agenda to push that on everybody. But then you talk about it, you talk trash about it, and then you realize it's a skit. So this is what they do. They're mixing lies with the truth to confuse us. So it would behoove you all to do your due diligence and make sure you research things, to make sure that you're not falling for the okie doke, to make sure that you're paying attention. Because it's very easy to be fooled when the truth is mixed with a lie. It makes it so much more believable. It makes it so much more believable. So please pay attention. That's all I'm saying. And then, like I said, when I found out that Joe Rogan video was done by AI technology, then I said, you know what? This absolutely confirms what I already was saying. Okay? Absolutely confirms it. That's right. Hallie says false prophets. Exactly. Okay, G from the land says, don't be fooled by the banana in the tailpipe. Exactly. That Crazy Beach Air said fraud today. Yes, exactly, beloved. Okay, Christopher said Queen is an investigating black media news reporter. Thank you, beloved. That's right. Okay, I'm an investigative journalist. Okay, so now let's talk about the last story, and this is very sad and very troubling. Okay, this child came up missing. Let me pull up this story. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. This little girl by the name of Layla LaRae Moss is being trafficked. Hold on, let me pull this up. I'm going to show her picture in just a second. Now, she came up missing September, hold on. I believe it was July of 2022. Now, they have different things because here's what they say. On this report, they say she came up missing September the 24th of 2023, and she's 13 years old. Well, she was missing before that. She was literally missing before that because there's another story where she came up missing in July of 2022, and she was 12. So she was spotted in 2023, but they still haven't been able to find her. She was spotted. So that's likely where the other date came from. But hold on. Hold on just a second. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. I'm trying to find the most recent information. And they don't have a lot of information on this young girl, and this is really sad. Because the first story I saw about her was published July the 5th of 2022. And at that time, she was 12 years old, like I said. Okay, so I'm going to put up the pictures of her and the people that are involved with this. Okay? Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Now, this is the young girl right here. She's 13 years old. Her name is Layla Moss, or Layla LaRae Moss. Came up missing from Greencastle, Pennsylvania. Now, she was spotted in DeKalb County, Atlanta. Okay? She was spotted in DeKalb County, Atlanta in 2023. But she actually came up missing, like I said, in 2022. Now, so here's the thing. She's being trafficked. And here's the person who's responsible for this. This woman right here. Now, I don't know her real name, but her alias, or one of the names she goes by, is Solo. Solo and her son, who looks to be about 18 or 20 years old, and I don't have his picture, but they supposedly have this young girl with them, trafficking her and going from hotel to hotel. And the woman, Solo, she's an escort. She's on sites as an escort, prostitute, and all of that. And they're moving from one hotel to the next. And so the police were hot on their trails. And they actually, they had been spotted, like I said, here in Atlanta, in Decatur. So, or DeKalb County. So, but now they can't find them. And this is very dangerous because who knows what's going to happen. And can you imagine, this child has been missing since she was 12, and they're out here trafficking her, all kind of filthy men paying for her and all this kind of stuff. It's really sad. It's absolutely heartbreaking. But, you know, like I said, she's still missing. And that's her right there, Layla Moss. If you have any information about her, they want you to call the police in Pennsylvania. Very sad story. This could be anybody's daughter. This could be any of our daughters. And the sad thing is, when these cases happen, it's usually Black teenage girls and Black women. Please pay attention. And in some cases, it's men and men too, even teenage boys as well. But it's mostly disproportionately Black teenage girls and Black women. And in most cases, nobody cares. How many of you have seen this on the news? I haven't seen it on the news. How many of you have seen news reports about this? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. The first report I saw was a white guy on YouTube. He did a video about it in July of 2022. That's how I know she's been missing since then. And at that time, she was 12. So this is all crazy. It's not on the media. The news isn't covering this. And this poor child is being trafficked and already been gone for a year now. This is really sad. 13 years old. I hope that her family finds her and she's returned home safely at some point. And the police are, you know, like I said, they're going from one place to another because here's the thing. The people keep moving and they're using fake names and changing their identities. Because if you look at the woman here, she looks different on all of these pictures. She's got blonde hair in the first one. So, very sad. Anita said, Queen, I haven't seen it. Exactly, beloved. Archie Titan said, even the local Atlanta news has reported this. Nope, they sure haven't. They sure haven't. I have not seen the story anywhere on the news. And so it's important for us to talk about these situations. That Crazy Beach area said, that's a trans man. No, she just looks that way, beloved. She just looks that way. Michael M said, I stopped watching the news years ago. I only get my news from you, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. I absolutely appreciate you. And you see, that's why it's very important to put out the right news, the right information. Okay? They will have to use digital DNA to find them, says Jay Gray. Eileen said, thank you, Queen. You're welcome, beloved. Okay, so Miss Cookie said, late but great. Great here sending virtual hugs. Thank you, beloved. So listen, at the end of the day, I'm about to conclude this broadcast. Above all that drama, says, I thought she was a dude for real, for real. She does look like one. She absolutely does. Okay. So anyway, with that all being said, that Crazy Beach Air said, yes, thank you, Queen. You're welcome, beloved. Listen, I love all of you, all my loyal royals. I love you and I appreciate your support. Okay, I really do. All right, so with that all being said, Abithia said, me too, just watch the Queen. Thank you, beloved. All right. Aaliyah says, I agree. I've been stopped watching the news years ago. All right, so with that all being said, listen, everyone enjoy the rest of this lovely day. For those of you who follow the spiritual channel, I will be posting something for you today. All right. Don't forget, this Friday is Trivia Friday. You already know what time it is. We're going to have ghetto questions this time. Okay, we're going to have ghetto questions straight from the hood. All right. And some of the questions, since it's going to be about ghetto stuff, is going to come from that ratchet video we saw where they were at the zoo locked out. We're going to talk about that. Okay, some of the questions will come from that. And so Miss Hotel said, we love Dr. A. Shakur, child. Sit down somewhere. Okay. And so with that all been said, everyone enjoy your day. I love you all to life. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hit him with that flavor. All in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the Queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther. shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got